Wake up, kids, it's Joe and Nick for your weekend vacation. Grab your stool, squat on down for crappy animation. Let the gang's dumb commentary prop open your eyelids and watch some TV shows that have aged even worse than they did. So fill your bowls, use your spoons, it's Shaturday morning cartoons.
Saturday!
Welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. We've got Nick and Joe, the heart of the operation.
Hi.
We've got Professor Caitlin McGurk, the brains of the operation.
Oh.
And I'm George, the fragile and ultimately superfluous coccyx. How's everybody doing today?
What was that word? Coccyx?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
tailbone.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can
Fragile,
only
but-
hurt something. I can't, I can only be a pain in the ass.
I'm good. I want to congratulate Caitlin on finishing her book. Well done.
Oh, thanks.
Hey.
Nice work.
You guys, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I've missed you a great deal. And I'm hoping I can get Frank Welker to do the audio version, maybe. That would be pretty cool.
Are there lots of
Oh.
grunts and barks in it?
Yeah. Do the whole
okay.
thing as splats.
Yeah.
Well, tell people about the book, though. We know about what you've been working on, but
Sure. Yeah. So it's a biography of a completely forgotten cartoonist named Barbara Sherman, who was one of the first women to work for The New Yorker back in the 1920s. She worked for them for a couple decades and for Esquire magazine, too. And she's one of my favorite cartoonists, just like super feminist, super smart, really modern. And this is a book that, tells her history and republishes her work for the first time in like almost 100 years. So it'll be out next fall from Fantagraphics Books.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yes.
very
very
exciting.
cool.
I know you've been working very hard on it, so
Thank you.
and to the detriment of this show.
Yes, exactly. Sorry.
Maybe Frank Welker could write a blurb for it. You
Oh,
know?
that would be
it could
great.
Yeah. Do you have your blurb, people?
Be
yet?
like, why me?
Frank Welker says,
And then in parentheses, you'd write like what his voice sounded like. Yeah, squeaky.
I assume since Fantagraphics is publishing, it's not like an academic. It's not. The audience isn't for academics, right? It's for.
It's
the
not, though.
general
It
audience.
started as like a academic book, and then I pitched it to Fantagraphics and made it like an art coffee table type book. So it's a general audience thing for sure. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm a general audience, so I'm
Great.
excited
Here.
about it.
and
Yeah.
you guys are on tour right now, right? Nick and
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah, we just got back from Seattle, Vancouver, Portland, Oregon. Yeah, we're in the middle of a tour.
You're just taking North America by storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, we
Yeah,
are.
sure.
So everybody should go out and look for you guys as they wait for Caitlin's book.
Exactly.
can see
just
us
go
on
out
the road
and
in
look
the
for
meantime.
us.
Get away to
No,
kill
just go
time.
out and look for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, enough of my vamping.
Yes.
Shatty Pals, you're in for a doozy of a show. Today is Shows We Can't Show, Part 1. You see, when we're planning an episode, we have to take into account whether YouTube is going to let us post it or not, because we found they're somewhat uneven enforcers of trademarks. In the past, we've shown Poochie and Turbo Teen with no problem, but episodes covering Rambo and Tom and Jerry were taken down, and that's because their trademark owners are still actively trying to make money off of them. And few are trying more diligently to monetize their intellectual property than Warner Discovery. So today we're going to watch bits and pieces of the legendary cartoon series, Super Friends, which they own. Hopefully enough to give you a full meal, but without getting flagged by YouTube. I didn't really think out that metaphor.
We're playing with fire.
Well, wait. How are you gonna do it? You're just gonna play a few seconds of it? I mean, they're still gonna flag it.
No, well, we'll see, because they're,
Okay.
I took these from people who have posted like 2 minutes at a time onto YouTube without them getting flagged.
Okay.
And so I have several like 2 to 3 minute bits.
Well, if you're watching this on Vimeo, you know why.
I don't think it's gonna work. I think what you should have done is gone in with the audio and pitched it like way up higher so that it's like squeakier, so that the algorithms wouldn't notice the squeakiness of the episode. So we'd watch it all high pitched.
But my thinking is they didn't flag it before, so why would they now? Is it because we
right.
just get
Well-
I think it's going to work great. Go, George.
okay? There's somebody who's trying to get to the end of the episode. I love it.
Okay.
So,
I just want to know if we're wasting our time here. But,
well, if I'm involved, usually.
okay.
This
But,
entire show is a waste of time. What are you talking about?
Well, more than usual. Am I wasting my
okay,
time
okay.
more than usual?
But
Yeah.
here's something that might be of interest to you. At the end of the episode, I will reveal a 100% true story of personal insanity related to one Super
Ooh.
Friends episodes that will forever
Ooh.
change the way you look at your old pal George. Okay?
Okay.
Worth it.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope this.
But
I
doesn't
thought
get
we heard
taken
all
down.
the George stories.
Oh, we haven't even begun to scratch the top layer of the surface of the exoskeleton of
Oh,
George.
Wow.
right. New George
here-
information is always
Here's
fun.
one thing I do know is that you have a Super Friends T-shirt that you wear for pajamas, and you are illustrated in that in the opening, I believe.
Oh, you're
and
right.
Closing of the show. So this is a historic episode. Are we getting started with a commercial?
Well, before that, let's start with some cereals and mugs and cups
Okay.
and glasses and hats, even if you got them.
All right, I'm going to start with my. This is a glass. This is a. I recently. What? I broke a glass recently, and so had to replace it. I broke a Andre the Giant glass. So look what the replacement is. It's Big John Stud.
Oh, BJS. Yeah.
There he
Very
is.
cool. Yeah.
Mm.
So we can do glasses? I thought it was just mugs.
It's whatever you're drinking out of them in the morning, I guess.
No,
so.
I don't know. I think you're going to have to run and find a mug, Nick.
All right. Okay. Here's a Pee Wee Herman mug. All right.
There we go. All right, perfect.
Okay.
It's legal now.
You got
Uh,
nicked.
I'm drinking out of a Morris the Cat mug here.
Oh,
good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a
you,
big,
you like cats?
I like Orange Cat specifically.
Oh.
I'm
Oh, wow.
yeah. And did I tell you my idea for my retirement? Albertina and I have a plan for a retirement that we're going to have a cat sanctuary upstate New York, but only for orange cats.
Yes,
did I
you
tell you
did.
about that?
Yes, this
Yeah.
cat, this racist cat.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Yeah, yeah.
Is it? Do you think people would get mad about that? Do you think people would be like, "You can't do that"?
I think yes. White cats would. I think striped cats might.
But their brains are walnuts. Like they can't think critically, so they won't even notice it. I don't know.
I just have my SMC mug because I've missed you guys so much, and not at all because I was not ready for this due to be working on my book deadline.
Yeah, but
until
that's
the
good. That's
last
always
minute.
worth reshowing.
Right.
That's-
Yes.
yeah.
Of course.
All
Oh,
right. And
Well,
George?
I've got, I guess because of the theme, I found this in the cabinet at my dad's house, a 1978 Superman mug. This was part of a series that they have them for like every Super Friends character. It was,
Did you just call it a mug? That is not a mug.
I'm going to fix that in post, as I fix everything in post.
Also,
would you make mine a mug too, George?
Yeah.
while you're at it?
I'm just going to put a handle on this in post.
Okay, yeah, make a handle on this. one.
rules are rules. If we don't have rules here, then this whole show is just going to be off the
Right.
rails.
Hey,
It's
it was
gonna be
only
anarchy.
cereals. Then you instituted mugs. So I
Mhm.
think it's-
Exactly,
it's
and
time
then
to-
it ended there, and I was like,
I'm in-
enough.
That's enough.
Uh-huh.
So, like I said, we're going to be watching Super Friends. And here is the first commercial advertising Super Friends from 1973. It was such a big deal that ABC put this on as a commercial in prime time.
Meet Super Friends, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman. Together for the first time with 3 new friends, Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog, Super Friends.
73, Nixon's about to resign. That's what's, they've got my attention, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Wonder Dog. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're a cat person, but Nick, what do you think of Wonder Dog?
Big fan. Any dog sidekick I love.
And Caitlin, is there a wing of the Billy Ireland that includes Ace the Bat Hound?
Of course.
Okay, so we watched Filmation's 1967 Justice League of America on the previous Shaturday. I'm sure you all recall.
Yep.
So fast forward to 73, we get the first incarnation of DC's superhero team. Now it's from Hanna-Barbera. And the Super Friends was made up of 93 episodes over 13 years. Now, that, I guess 93 is a lot, but remember that like G.I. Joe and Transformers had dozens of episodes per season, but this is back when like 13 episodes was a season. And the name and the lineup and format changed just about every couple years. So it became the All New Super Friends Hour, which became Challenge of the Super Friends, which became the World's Greatest Super Friends, which became just Super Friends. Then you've got Super Friends, the legendary superpower shows. And finally, the Superpowers team, Galactic Guardians. And it started off with, as you saw, the main DC characters, the big three, as they're called, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And I guess they threw in Robin and Aquaman also. And the lineup
Felt sorry
changed.
for him.
Yeah. I mean, what's
It's like
Aquaman going to do?
If you were ranking your friends for like your wedding party, they would be the ushers, right? You'd just
Yeah.
be like, you're kind of in the wedding party, but not really.
And I guess it's like, I never really thought about it like this, but the the Earth is mostly ocean, so you might as well get like a water guy in there.
That's
That's
true.
true. Yeah.
Some value.
And so, as you saw, the lineup changed with every new version, and you'd get like Green Lantern in, the Flash, and they did go out of their way to make more diverse characters. But since DC didn't really have that many characters that weren't white, they created a Samurai, Apache Chief, Black Vulcan, and El Dorado. All problematic in their own way, but they were trying. But I thought what was awesome is that you can see people in cosplay as them. The characters were all designed by comic legend Alex Toth, but he would draw these incredible storyboards for these episodes that were not even close to what the actual cartoon would be like. Early on, they fought monsters and aliens and mad scientists and natural disasters, and rarely villains from comic books. But with the third incarnation, Challenge of the Super Friends, in '78, they brought in the Legion of Doom. So here is the introduction of the Legion of Doom.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time. A Legion of Doom.
The meeting will come to order. The Legion of Doom is now in session.
The
It is
episode's already off by now, right? I mean, YouTube already kicked this off, right?
No,
Nobody's actually
I
seen
found
it
this on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
see.
I mean, okay.
purpose of the Legion to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world. To do this, we have gathered together the 13 most ruthless villains on Earth. The frigid Captain Cold.
Please don't do that.
The sinister mind of Sinestro. The awesome Bizarro and Solomon Grundy. Cunning Cheetah and the super intelligent computer android Brainiac. Black Manta and Grodd the Gorilla.
Oh, hell yeah.
The Toyman and the humorous but sinister Riddler.
The humorous but sinister? Is that Joe?
The feminine yet ferocious Giganta. And the hideous Scarecrow.
Was she
Smaller.
huge?
Yeah,
Was she gigantic?
You can change size.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Not to mention the evil genius and brilliant leadership of myself, Lex Luthor. Our first act of villainy will be of the greatest importance to us all, because in a short while, any and all resistance to the Legion of Doom will crumble.
Okay, so
Oh man, those are
So-
some good villains.
I
Yeah.
love
every
those
every
villains.
meeting they have to replace the table, right? They have to.
Because
I
of the
wish it-
scratching. Yeah.
That's
wish
how
he would
evil
just-
they are.
I wish he'd get exasperated with them, just like, and just please don't show off your superpower. It takes forever to fix these things.
We all know what you do.
Then it became the world's greatest Super Friends, and this has the best titled episode of all 93 episodes is "Rub 3 times for Disaster." That
Wow.
describes me as well.
Well, also, I love world's greatest super friends. I don't know, just all the words are there. World's greatest super friend. It's like this is a lot
Friendship.
going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
friendship.
it's like something where it's been mistranslated.
Yes, exactly.
And then with Super Friends, the legendary superpowered show, it was a tie-in to Kenner's toy line, and they added the mythology that was brought in the early 70s by comics icon Jack Kirby. He created Darkseid, and Jack Kirby created like everything at Marvel. Captain America, the X-Men, Fantastic Four, co-created with Stan Lee, but he was angry with the way he was treated over there. So he came to DC to sort of reset their universe. But unfortunately, they didn't like the way he drew Superman. So you can see what he drew on the left, and on the right, you can see that the in-house artists changed Superman's face and his logo. So this guy, so he couldn't get a break anywhere. Although he did from this cartoon series get his first residuals ever after creating everything, these billion-dollar characters. Here's Darkseid. Here's the big bad who had a very strange obsession with Wonder Woman, or maybe it wasn't strange, but unhealthy.
Prepare for the arrival of the Super Friends. Just remember, Kalabak, no harm is to come to Wonder Woman. I am Darkseid.
Darkseid? I've heard of you.
So have I.
Finally we meet, Wonder Woman. I've waited a long time for this moment.
Merciful Minerva.
I have her, Darkseid.
Hey, Chuckles! That's no way to treat a lady.
Who's that guy?
Firestorm.
Firestorm.
Firestorm. Let her get away. We meet again, Wonder Woman.
Darkseid. Oh.
It grieves me to have to stun you, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, I accidentally... What?
This time, you have arrived too late,
I didn't hear what he was going to
Firestorm.
say there.
He was going to say there's something wrong with the Hall of Justice restroom.
Oh,
and,
I see.
You know who we should call.
I accidentally clogged the toilet. That's what he's about to say.
Can I borrow your lasso?
What's happening?
You've been sapped of your free will, Wonder Woman.
You may want to escape, but you no longer have the strength to do so, and soon you'll not want to escape at all.
I must escape.
Why do you resist? Are you not honored that I have chosen you to be my queen?
Queen?
Listen carefully, Wonder Woman. I alone can save you from Brainiac, if you are willing to be my bride.
Holy proposal!
Ah, Wonder Woman, even though you have lost your powers, I will still consider accepting you for my queen.
Thanks, but no thanks, Darkseid.
You'll regret that decision, my dear. I was hoping
He's
you'd
like
come
one of those
alone.
toxic incels on the
Yeah, I was
internet.
gonna say,
Yeah.
this is exactly the way I am on dating apps.
Yeah,
Word for word.
You are Darkseid. Yeah, and that's the name you put down on your.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my handle.
Of course.
And that's also the outfit I wear on.
Well,
show
fine, then you've just
possibly.
lost your free will.
Yeah.
This way, my dear. We have a lot to catch up on.
Darkseid, is there no way to delay the seed's growth? The superpowers team needs more time to consider your conditions.
I'm afraid not, my dear. Though I might be agreeable to a delay.
Such a serious
If you would
underbite.
promise to become my bride.
I like his vocabulary.
Surely you must find that
Yeah.
offer somewhat tempting. Father! What is it?
We've been infiltrated.
That's his
Wonder
son?
Woman,
What did
what
he
is the
hold
meaning
up?
of...
Infiltrated.
Yeah, so that was one of his minions, the parademons, but he was covered in some sort of
Goo.
special sort of
Yeah, what?
superhero sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's his son. He said father. That's
Yes,
his son.
that's Kalabak, his son. And the other guy's name is Desaad. These were all those bad guys were created by Jack Kirby, because whereas Marvel had like Thanos, a big overarching villain, DC didn't. So
Okay.
Infiltrated.
Wonder Woman, what is the meaning of...
What is the meaning of this?
Huh?
That's a bingo board thing. What is the meaning of this?
And finally, we get to the insanity that is the Superpowers team Galactic Guardians. So here's the introduction to the episode, The Death of Superman.
It's a tragic day indeed for our nation, as well as the entire world. For today, our planet mourns the passing of its strongest and most valiant guardian. But none are more saddened than the Superpowers members themselves. For in Superman, they have lost not only a close friend, but a powerful leader as well.
I can't believe this is happening. I can't.
I know how bad you must feel.
You couldn't. No one could.
Reportedly, fires.
Cyborg.
Cyborg. Okay.
I guess you didn't have to get dressed up for this funeral. You could just wear whatever you normally wear.
Yeah, business casual.
Right? Oh, he was with Superman during the...
Look! They're taking him away!
Did it feel like they were always killing off Superman?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when we were in Cincinnati, there's a building that looks exactly like the Hall of Justice there. Kind of did a double take.
It's all on YouTube. We're not going to get flagged.
See, I don't think there's a chance this is going to... Here's the thing. Can you pause?
Yeah.
So when I did Emergency Plus 4, I played an emergency promo that somebody had uploaded, right? For the TV show, the live-action TV show, a promo that advertises the show, which would be beneficial to NBC because then people know about this show, right? I put that on there, and then it got taken down. The episode got taken down, and I had to chop out that part. So I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that this is going to ever see the light of day.
So maybe I'll do a version where I act out all the parts.
Yes.
I like that idea.
Or you can just start doing that now.
Okay.
I like that we're playing with fire here. I think this is dangerous. We're living dangerously.
Maybe it could be a Patreon special. We put it behind a paywall.
Okay.
Then the law can't find us behind that paywall. It's our
Oh,
world.
nothing they can do then.
Good luck, Johnny Law.
Mention Superman.
Farewell, good
Oh,
friend.
he's green?
You'll be missed.
I thought that
beyond
was like the
words.
glare of the glass before. I don't
Oh,
like
it's
that.
kryptonite.
Right, yeah.
Oh, really?
That's how they get you. Yeah.
Oh, the green. Yeah.
In this episode, did they show how he died?
It was. I think it was.
He's gone.
Now he's going
and
into
it's
the
all
sun.
my fault. My fault.
You must stop blaming yourself.
You tried to save him?
Yeah, a lot of good it did. How'd you like to go down in history as the guy who failed Superman? Oh, I wish I'd never become a superhero in
Zack
the
Snyder,
first place.
the man who failed Superman?
Never!
So that was pretty goth.
Nick, would you trade heads of hair with what's his name, Firestorm?
Yeah.
You definitely would, wouldn't you?
That's his hair or is that fire? I couldn't tell.
It's fire.
Well, no, but he doesn't know. And so you might be getting a head full of fire.
Oh.
Is that a risk you're willing to take?
Kind of like a circle of hell from Dante. No, I would not take that. I think
You're going to keep yours, huh?
Yep, I'll keep my hair.
Okay.
Appreciate the offer.
Here's Batman dying on another episode.
Batman, this is Commissioner Gordon. I've been threatened by the Legion of Doom. You must come to police headquarters immediately.
That's when you're not willing to hire somebody to be Commissioner Gordon. That's like a guy in the hallway that they pulled in.
Right.
Well, and they're like recording it on a boombox. Like record play.
Right.
An excellent performance, Commissioner.
I love that
should bring
Scarecrow.
Batman here in seconds.
What does he do? What is his power?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, you'll see him
Scaring birds. Yeah.
He's a scary guy who uses fear gas and fear rays and fear stuff. He's an expert. He's Dr. Jonathan Crane, a psychiatrist who specializes on things that terrify people.
Oh, that's his thing? It's like,
Yeah.
and Scarecrow's terrified. Okay. All
In
right.
one of
I
the
like that.
movies, he made people hallucinate, and
Yeah.
it's kind of a cool character. I like the music.
Yes, flagged.
I mean, everything sounds like
Fancy meeting
the start of
you
an
here,
MF Doom.
Batman. If you've come to help your poor commissioner, you're too late.
The Riddler must be losing his marbles if he thinks he can outdrive me. Great God. I've only got a fraction of a second. There's the Riddler now. Okay, Riddler, it's the end of the line.
I'm afraid you're right, Batman. Only it's not my line that's come to an end. It's yours.
It's yours.
Kind of doing a Maxwell Smart voice there.
It's Batman. He's dead. Now that Batman has gone, the Legion of Doom will be after the rest of us.
Hopefully we can learn from Batman's mistake.
With a weapon as deadly as that,
It really seems broken up about it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Robbing the victim.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Doom.
Who's
The
the
Hall of
narrator,
MF
Jordan?
Doom.
Yeah.
Well, it changed. It was originally Ted Knight,
Yeah.
but it was somebody else who is not Ted Knight.
Okay.
I think is the
But trying
it
to
was
do
his
kind
name.
of a
Yeah.
Ted Knight-like voice. Okay.
I think we're all trying to do a Ted Knight-like voice. Meanwhile, during Saturday morning cartoons, George is going too long with the edit.
At last, the Legion of Doom has the upper hand. Batman has been eliminated.
Yes, and the Super Friends are defenseless.
All we have to do is lure them out of hiding and pick them off one by one.
And the time has come to get our next victim.
Anyhow,
The second most popular.
The Scarecrow has such a gentle voice. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. I love him.
Kind of
Really,
feminine.
Yeah.
he's really a pussycat. He just wants to murder lots of people. So, because the lineup of the Super Friends changed, it's not a surprise that the lineup of the voice actors changed frequently.
I see a familiar name.
Yeah. So, as we said earlier, Ted Knight from Caddyshack was one of the narrators. Michael Bell, Duke from G.I. Joe, was the Riddler and Zan and Gleek the Monkey. Ernie Hudson was Cyborg. Don Messick, the voice of Scooby-Doo, was Scarecrow and Sinestro. Oh, and a young fellow by the name of Franklin Delano. That's not his
Welker?
real name. It's actually Franklin Welker in the credits early on.
Oh, yeah.
It was he was the voice of Marvin, the Wonder Dog, Toyman, Mr. Mixicplick, and Darkseid.
He's got
So
white
that's him
slacks on, I think. In the...
Excellent collar.
Yeah.
There he is on the far left. If you see in the middle, there's a young Casey Kasem, who was the voice of Robin. Occasionally,
Wow.
Batman would be voiced. It was mostly a fellow by the name of Olan Soul, but sometimes Adam West would do it. But here's a back and forth. We've never seen an outtake yet, right, on Shaturday.
I don't
We've
think
never seen a cartoon outtake. Well, here is. I found a behind the scenes. This isn't some goofy thing I made up. This is an actual outtake of Casey Kasem trying to get a line right as Robin.
Holy indestruct. There it is. There's that word. Holy Holy indestructibility. Indestructibility. Holy indestructibility. Yeah.
Would you mind sliding them?
Holy indestructibility. That's it. Indestructibility. Okay.
Take 4.
Holy indestructibility, Batman! Nothing we do affects that unearthly crap! We've got to think of something, Robin. What did I say? Okay.
Could we go out for a while?
Here we go. Holy indestructibility. Holy indestructibility, Batman! Nothing we do...
Do is a tough one.
I know.
Do is tough.
Yeah, let's do it later. You want to do it later? Okay, I'll get it this time. Indestructibility. Holy indestructibility, Batman! Nothing we do affects that unearthly craft.
Anyhow, I couldn't find the episode where if he ever got it right. But I thought, I don't know. We've never seen
It's too many syllables. Poor guy. That was hard.
Did you ever hear his one? The outtakes of his what was it? Chuckles. What was the name of the
Snuggles?
Snuggles?
The dog the dog dying.
Yeah.
It's goddamn ponderous, man.
Yeah, fucking ponderous. Did you ever hear that one, Caitlin?
No, I don't know what you're talking
Did we put that in?
I want
let's
a
put
goddamn
that
concerted
in.
effort to
Yeah,
come
bring it
out of
up.
a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
classic. We had a CD called Celebrities at Their Worst, and it had it had him going off, and I think rightfully slow, because he had to come out of an up-tempo song into a dedication to a dead dog named I think it was Snuggles.
I typed in Casey Kasem. The first thing that came up is dead dog dedication.
Yeah. I'm downloading it right now. Okay, here's Casey Kasem outtakes. He's getting mad about a dedication.
We're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. Since last goddamn time, I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I got to talk about a fucking dog dying.
That's horrifying.
Man.
So I don't know, like maybe
I'm with Jason on that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, was he in the wrong there, or was it?
I don't think he's in the wrong. I just hate hearing him lose it like that. You know, it's like I don't know, watching someone in a mascot costume like go ballistic. Just
Yeah.
It's very upsetting.
He should
I
be
love
doing
it.
like
Well, I'm not so
scoop. Yeah.
Yeah. And plus that too, I know that he was really possessive of that. Didn't like what was that band? They got sued for who's that band that did I'll think of it in a second. But they used that, and I think they got sued from him. So again, this probably won't be on your episode here, George. This is because of that too.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why this won't air.
Let's keep adding them up.
All right, you gonna do some commercials?
Yes, here are some commercials of some lesser-known superheroes, ones created by mostly by local stores, car dealerships, furniture stores. You know where this is going. Saturday morning cartoons will be right back.
Today, monsters are everywhere, but in these monstrous times stands one brave man, Cookie Man. Cookie Man, ready to protect your Chips Ahoy cookies from greedy monsters. Chips Ahoy, the 16-chip chocolate chip cookie from Nabisco. Delicious cookies. So when the chips are down, get Chips Ahoy with 16 chips and call for Cookie Man. Of course, he might want your Chips Ahoy for himself.
Did Danny Zeck get to be Ford Man by standing on his building? No. Did Danny Zeck get to be Ford Man by doing silly things? No. Did Danny Zeck get to be Ford Man by flying on TV? No. Did Danny Zeck get to be Ford Man by selling Fords for less? You bet he did. Did Danny Zeck get to be Ford Man by backing his sales with fine service? He sure did. What do you think of Danny Zeck?
Well, he's just Ford Man.
Want to see him fly again?
Nah.
It looked like a routine Tuesday until Captain Color Time spotted another black and white existence.
Let's see, the white's in this pile, the black's in this pile. Who are you?
I'm Captain Color Time, here to add a little color time to your life.
Wow, my very own washer and dryer.
It's just that easy when you rent to own from Color Time.
Yeah, but who's going to help me separate all these colors?
There's no cash deposit, no long-term obligation when you rent from America's largest rent-to-own system.
Hi, Marty McDermott for the Martin Fine Furniture Store, the oldest furniture business in Indiana. And we've got super deals. 50% off on everything, every day. A free chair with every sofa purchase. Check out our huge mattress gallery. Mr. Martin, do
You ever get tired of fighting bad guys?
No, but I sure hate wearing these tights.
You got that right.
You don't get to be super plumber unless you give folks value. And now Warner is trying something new. Routine plumbing, heating, and air conditioning repair on weekday evenings and Saturday at regular rates. Call us during regular office hours for routine service on Saturday or weekday evenings. Just call Warner at 1-800-4-HOT-WATER.
He didn't do anything as a superhero. He didn't have the voice.
He's Super Plumber.
Yeah, I know, but he was just like reading the copy and just kind of standing there wearing his outfit. He wasn't like, shooting out lasers or,
Yeah.
Maybe his superpower is that he's just like really just a normal human, just
He
like
can-
exceptionally normal.
He was who Firestorm was going to call when he clogged that toilet in the Hall of Justice. Super Plumber. And then this one, watch this.
Is in progress, but help is on the way.
Mind if I drop in?
Captain Avenger! John Ritter is Steve Nichols,
How about that?
hero at large.
Who are you, J. Edgar Hoover?
I'm Captain Avenger.
Such a nice boy.
Hero at large. Rated PG. Check newspapers for a theater near you.
Now back to Saturday morning cartoons. Have you ever heard of that?
Never. I've never seen that.
I saw it in the theater when I
Really?
was 5.
Wow.
I vividly remember like Jack Tripper's going to be a superhero. I loved that.
Never heard of that one.
I rented it as a kid once.
We watched Greatest American Hero all the time, and I tried rewatching it because that's one of my earliest TV show memories.
Mhm.
And I rewatched it recently, and it was like, oh boy, this is bad. Like I couldn't make it through it. Yeah,
Weird. That's something that would appeal to you as like a 7-year-old wouldn't appeal to you as a grown.
I know. Go figure. I thought it was with me for life, but apparently not.
Okay, we'll go into part 2 and add a few more reasons why this won't air.
Negative Land.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is like. Writer Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster came up with Superman, sold the idea to National, the forerunner of DC Comics. And in 1938, Superman debuted in Action Comics #1, and they made superheroes a big business. They made next to nothing on the transaction, and they spent most of the rest of their lives in court trying to get their money back. On the right, you see artist Joe Shuster. He was starting to lose his vision, and in the 50s, he was so broke, he started illustrating S&M comic books. If you look, that very much looks like Lois Lane. So he didn't really have much range, but it's real, totally real. Now, in 1939, Bob Kane created Batman, and that was the official story for a long time. Once National saw that Superman was a hit, they wanted more superheroes. So in one weekend, he came up with the name Batman with a hyphen in it. And he made a much better deal than Siegel and Shuster. He negotiated a very favorable deal that remains secret still. But whenever Batman would appear, you would see his signature by Bob Kane for decades. And he became extraordinarily wealthy. He appeared on talk shows. In the comics world, he was very well known. He lived to see actually 4 Batman movies. I think 5 if you count the 66 one. But the truth is that he came up with the name Batman, and then in that weekend he invited his friend, a writer named Bill Finger, over. Bill is the one who came up with almost everything associated with Batman. So let's work backward. Here's the Batman that we know and love from Super Friends. Now, and we're going to subtract things that Bill Finger suggested. So Bob Kane's original drawing was all red. He also had no cowl. He also had no cape or gloves. He had a big wing on the back instead. And also he had no bat symbol. So this is Batman that Bob Kane created.
Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
You suck.
And more importantly, Bill Finger suggested making Batman a human being instead of superhuman. He suggested a secret identity, came up with the name of Bruce Wayne, suggested a rogues gallery like Dick Tracy, came up with Robin, Commissioner Gordon, Catwoman, Two-Face, the Batmobile, the Batcave. He named Gotham City. It's almost every identifiable facet of a $10 billion a year industry that we say was created by Bob Kane. It was not created by Bob Kane, and Bill Finger died penniless in 1974. Bob Kane also didn't really draw much after the beginning. He hired Jerry Robinson, who ended up creating the Joker, but he always signed by Bob Kane, and this is the best named Batman artist. This is Dick Sprang.
Oh, that's a funny name. Yeah. Dick Sprang.
Okay, so Bill Finger wrote many of the defining Batman stories for decades, including the origin of Batman. We all know it. Bruce Wayne, as a kid, watched his parents get murdered, and the PTSD led him to be Batman. But, so Bill Finger came up with that. What did Bob Kane do? Well, he drew it. Well, did he draw it? Because comics historians have looked through, even just people on the internet have looked through and found that these drawings were traced from comic strips and from pulp magazines. And it's like a big thing that people do on the internet, trying to spot like things that Bob Kane traced. And even like the very first appearance of Batman, the very cover of Detective Comics 27 was traced from a Flash Gordon comic strip.
Oh wow! So he's a big fraud, huh? Where's his grave? I'm going to go spit on it.
And you think, well, at least he came up with the name Bat-Man, except that a year before, the Siegel and Schuster had come up with Batman in a separate comic strip as a villain. So Bob Kane did nothing and died rich. So it's instructive that do that, rip people off, and you will succeed in life.
So there is no justice in this world.
There's no justice. There's no Justice League. There's nothing.
Okay,
that was a long way of leading to the origin of Batman, which it's been seen in so many movies over and over again. It's like a joke now. But the first time it ever appeared was on an episode of Super Friends. So we're going to watch a condensed version of the origin of Batman as he faces off with the Scarecrow. Because we actually watch cartoons on this show sometimes. Except not the ones
We don't have to
host. Sorry.
Scarecrow's back.
Give it up, Scarecrow. You're coming with... This place. This place.
Sounds like it is.
Batman! Gosh, Scarecrow's getting away.
He's indestructible.
Batman, are you okay?
No.
Batman!
Oh, that's poor Batman.
I don't understand,
Vulnerable
Robin.
Batman.
This strategy session is crucial. Batman should be here.
He must have some reason for not coming.
All I can tell you is he hasn't been the same since
They
he
made
lost
me get a
Scarecrow back in a
goddamn
place they
death
call
dedication.
Crime Alley. And that was more than a week ago.
Sounds like something's terribly wrong with our old friend.
Maybe it's time one of us paid a visit to the Wayne Mansion.
How's Bruce doing?
Not well, I'm afraid.
Gee, I was hoping the party would lighten him up a little. If I could only figure out what shook him up so badly back at Crime Alley.
Crime Alley?
It's that alley, isn't it? Why has it had such a weird effect on him?
I'm not sure it's for me to say.
Come on, you can tell me.
I'll tell you.
Just gotta get out ahead of that one.
Mind if I listen in?
Diana.
Forgive me, but your friends have been very worried about you.
Yep.
As crazy as it sounds, that's what's been troubling me so much.
You afraid of an alley?
I can't believe it.
I can hardly believe it myself, but it's true. You see, Crime Alley wasn't always called Crime Alley. Years ago, it was part of a fashionable neighborhood.
Gentrified.
Did you like the movie, son?
Oh, yeah, Dad. That Robin Hood was something else. Oh, dear, it looks like rain.
Come on, we'll take a shortcut through this alley.
Got the
No,
pearls.
I don't want to. Well, there's nothing to be afraid of, Bruce. It's only the dark.
Back then it was called Safe Alley.
But I was frightened. Very frightened. And then we saw him.
This is a stick-up. Give me your purse, lady.
Oh,
You heard me.
Keep your hands off my wife!
no! Look out! He's got him! Mommy! Daddy! No!
And so I found myself alone in the world. A boy who secretly screamed for justice.
It's time to go home, Master Bruce.
Now we'll hear from Honey Sugar Smacks.
Yeah.
How'd
They
you go
added
to commercial?
insult to injury by erecting a sign that called it Crime Alley. I mean, kind of rubbing it in his face.
Orphan Alley.
Right.
From that day forward, I vowed to avenge my parents' fate by devoting my life to fighting crime. I worked hard at it, building my body.
Montage after montage.
Pushing myself to the limit.
You really needed an 80s montage song there.
And I studied, too, countless hours. I learned that criminals are a cowardly lot.
But then I really
which
took
gave me
the
the
pole
idea to wear
vaulting,
a
and I
disguise that would
focused
strike
mostly on
fear
that.
in their hearts. But what
became the pole vaulter.
disguise? And then the answer came to me, like an omen. And so I became Batman, the man with no fear. Except for one. The fear of the place where I lost the two people I loved most. I hadn't been back since that terrible night.
Good luck, Batman.
Thanks for the lift. Uh-oh, trouble.
Batman, they're heading down Crime Alley.
I can't let that stop me now.
This is a stick-up. 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 Stick-up.
Oh, no.
What is that?
No.
Some sort of Bluetooth player.
Is that like the visualization of him being triggered?
Must be a fear
It's the
transmitter
Scarecrow's,
somewhere. Ah, just as I
Fear
thought.
transmitter.
It's his Bluetooth speaker.
It's unfair.
Where am I? Oh, yes. This alley again.
The night
Nobody
is
like
open.
that West audio
No,
delivery.
it's just begun. Scarecrow has Robin. Now where?
Some cool imagery in the animation.
Great heavens!
Crucified
Stay
Robin.
away, Batman.
Yeah.
They fused my bracelets together to make me powerless.
It's some kind of trap.
I died for your sins, Batman.
I still think this is nuts.
What?
Kids TV.
This is really
Oh, no!
It's up there with that G.I. Joe.
I love that animation.
Batman, what's happening? Batman!
The minimalist background.
Yeah.
Come on, son. We'll take a shortcut.
He's not responding.
Huh?
Don't be afraid. It's only the dark.
No! Stop!
Gosh.
They're gigantic.
I don't want to go.
Batman, snap out of it!
It's no use. He's in another world. Please, I don't want to.
This is a stick-up. Give me your purse, lady. You heard what I said.
No.
No! No!
That's almost like a Frank Miller image there with the lightning.
Yeah.
Your fear career is over.
Not quite, Batman.
Ooh, he's got two skulls.
Yeah, one for each hand.
Guess again. Thanks to you, I've broken through my one and only fear, Scarecrow.
YouTube is going to be Batman. We're going to be Scarecrow.
That's one scared Scarecrow.
He should feel quite relieved once he's behind bars.
So will all of Gotham City.
So, okay.
Wow.
These are the worst, weirdest Batman merchandise that you got. Your Batman Joker guitar from 1989.
Oh, those are great.
I don't know about that Joker one.
Yeah, what
I
makes it
love
the
it.
Joker? Oh,
Look at the head.
Yeah.
But I like the comic action heroes because if you look close, I don't understand. Like they're supposed to throw the lassos, but I mean, I don't know.
They're all doing it.
Yeah, Marvel, DC. It's there's nothing to stop him, and it's also true that like this is how they sit in their Hall of Justice.
And they're all just doing that.
It's like a circle jerk. But the best toy, of course, is the Batman water gun.
Mhm.
We've all seen this.
I've never seen it before.
Where you have to use the trigger, yeah.
Right. I mean,
I don't know about that. Wow.
But I think that what doesn't get focused on is the back of it.
Are you filling his ass, or where
Yeah.
are you putting it? Okay.
I sure am.
Is this like a novelty? Is this a joke, or did they sell this
This
to
is real.
like
This
thinking
was
kids would?
60s or 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. So I finally have to get to my my crazy story. So there's a Super Friends episode called the Mind Maidens. I think this is late 70s, early 80s. The concept is that there's a super villain just made for the show named Medulla, and she's the smartest woman in the world, and she uses her powers thusly.
Well, what a pleasure. It seems the famous Wonder Woman will soon be one of us. One of you. The two of you will be possessed by my will booster. And together you will dematerialize the rest of the Super Friends. Go! Dematerialize the Super Friends so that women can rule the world unopposed. We are with you, Medulla.
All over town, the mysterious scene repeats itself. Women possessed by Medulla's will booster use their strange powers to make the men disappear.
The ultimate feminist plot.
This was upsetting to you, George?
We are with you, Medulla.
Okay, so so I have to tell you, that idea. I mean, a kid seeing that, that kid might think, well, I wonder if like this is true, and the only way to get the message out is to make a cartoon about it. And so, what kind of kid would think that this might be a true thing? This kid, this fucking 7-year-old, who thought that maybe this was that there was some sort of mind control thing going on, and I believed it for not weeks, months, days, but for actually years to come.
Wow.
But I'm feeling much better
But
now.
the mind
You were
control
terrified of women for the rest of your life.
Yes. And then
the
I
mind
realized
control worked on you.
Well, it's true. But the thing is that paranoia requires an ego. Like, you have to think if somebody is like, if there's a conspiracy that like you must be valuable enough to.
Right. They want
there's
you.
nothing
Yeah,
I'm
you've
thinking
got-
about. There's nothing I bring to the
No,
table.
you've
There's
got
no
tape on your
conspiracy.
upper lip for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you.
So I posit this: if you're suffering from paranoia, the only cure is depression, because and that's the sort of
And that's why you always say.
Okay.
Suffering from paranoia. Get depression.
All right, so we will just do a very quick game.
Okay.
I know this episode's run way too long.
I think that the bandage on your upper lip was the tether to reality that broke. Back
Yeah.
then. I think that was.
You know, I really am like I don't think I've told almost anybody that, because I thought it's just too embarrassing.
That's a good scoop.
I want to watch that episode. That looked great to me. Sorry.
What happened to the men? Did they kill the men off, or did the men get to come back? Did they go to a different?
I don't know. I ran out of the
dimension?
room screaming, and I haven't watched it since.
Oh, you need to come. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a game. It's very simple. It's name the superpower.
Okay.
This is. Do I even need to tell you what the name is? No, I won't even tell you the name of the character. What is the superpower?
Rainbow Man. It's got to be Rainbow Man.
Name and what do they do?
I say Rainbow Man. He shoots rainbows out, and he makes everything cheerier. He makes everything like happier. And he's a good guy.
Okay.
I'm going to say Mr. Pride, and his power is versatility.
I think he shoots rainbow beams that turn things into pots of gold.
Okay. Well,
What's his name?
his name is
Nick. Oh, Nick didn't guess the name. Okay.
Mr. Leprechaun.
His name is Color Kid, He was in the Legion of Substitute Heroes. His superpower was changing the color of things.
Oh, like Color Time, the commercial we just saw.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
that's
we
what
just
he did.
watched
But
it.
this was an
Okay.
actual DC Comics character
Wow.
who tried out for the Legion of Superheroes and did not make it.
And also ran.
Okay, so this is, as you can see, his name is Kid Eternity. Tell me what his superpower is.
He can bring dead people back.
Time travel.
Yeah, I'd say he can only travel backwards in time.
Kid Eternity could summon any real life or fictional hero by thinking about them and saying the word eternity.
Yes, I won that one.
Joe got that one.
I guess that looks like a 40s character. Okay, this is I Scream. What's his superpower?
I think he can melt things.
I can't figure him out. Is his left leg turning into, or is he melting right there? Where's his left leg?
Wow.
Yeah, I think it is melting.
Power of
You're not going to get any
terrible kerning in letters.
Nick, what did you say?
I said that he can melt things.
Okay, I'm going to say that he himself can melt and reappear.
Well, his power, this is real, is he can turn himself into any flavor of ice cream.
Oh, that's nice.
Was he
Why?
like a
How does
Baskin
that
Robbins
help?
promo? He was a Baskin Robbins promo.
No,
right?
I think this is this is an 80s or 90s character when they became very self-aware. Okay, this is
Boring Man. I'm going to say
no,
it's
I'm going to give you
Boring
his
Man.
name. His name is Matter Eater Lad.
Matter Eater Lad.
What could he do?
Shift matter into no, he can actually eat matter. He actually eats it, like anything, any sort of substance he can eat.
He can control matter and form stuff.
Yeah, I think he can destroy anything in his path.
He is from the planet Bismal. He was from the Legion of Superheroes. His name, as Joe said, he can eat anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it Bismol as in Pepto-Bismol?
That's the joke. That's the joke from the comic strip. And finally, this is DC villain Snowflame, late 80s.
Snow Flame.
And it does look like snowy flames. Yeah, I think he can make snow fires.
Snow fires.
Whatever
You
those
say it
are.
like it's the thing we all know about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fires made of snow.
Yeah, I'll say he can freeze stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he can melt stuff.
Okay. Here, his actual power is he is capable of granting himself superhuman strength, speed, immunity to pain, pyrokinesis, and the ability to give targets an instant contact high by inhaling cocaine.
No.
What?
Late 80s, early 90s DC super villain. Very topical.
Whoever
Yeah,
came
the
up with him
times.
was high on cocaine, for sure.
Likely.
He's my new favorite. I want his T-shirt.
Anybody learn anything?
Nothing. I got to be honest. I haven't really been paying attention.
I learned
I'm
you
sorry.
shouldn't come out of an up-tempo song into a death dedication.
Yeah. When it
George,
comes-
you learn anything? I don't know.
Not really, but now that we're talking, I think I can wing something.
Okay.
The Super Friends were made up of people who had many superpowers. But you can have super friends without having any superpowers at all, at least not superhuman powers. The power of love is a superpower. The power of friendship is a superpower. The power of watching old media and making commentary that amuses others is a superpower. And also giving a way too detailed history of an intellectual property is a type of superpower. It might not always be needed in any situation, but I'd like to give thanks to my world's greatest super friends, Nick, Joe, and Caitlin.
Oh.
Because as I always say, the more you battle is twice the knowing.
That's super sweet, but it's a shame nobody's ever going to see it because this episode's never going to air. It's going to get shut down immediately.
Go, George!
While I was working on it, I think we'll get through it, but really...
The president of YouTube's going to go over to your house, knock on your door, and he's going to kick you right in the nuts and give you the finger while you're on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's going to happen.
That's our kryptonite.
Well, I think I'd like to go out. Usually we just say goodbye, but I'd like to go out with a disco song that was not flagged, called about the Super Friends. So let's. I guess we should say to everybody out there, our Super Friends in Super TV land. That's really computer land.
Sure. Yeah.
Happy Saturday!
See you in Crime Alley, everybody.
Identify yourselves.
Wonder Woman. Black Canary.
Batman.
Robin.
The Atom. Superman.
Super Friends. Hey, Super Friends.
The world is under attack by creatures from space. Monsters must be destroyed. You know what to do. The Justice League is coming. The whole world is counting on us.
Joe, did you say Green Lantern was lame in a previous episode?
I think that's something I would say. Yeah.
That sounds like a Joe.
Yeah.
My problem with ring-based superheroes is why can't anybody could wear the ring and have the powers, right?
That's true. Each time a Green Lantern is killed, the ring is taken by the next person. So,
right. But then, it's just hard to invest in that person being special, or I don't know.
But he still has a cute little butt like he does here.
Good
Without
point.
bearing.